What's good, brother?
I was wondering when you were gonna call.
You said 12 p.m. my time, G.
I thought that was 5 p.m. my time or 6. I
Oh,
didn't know exactly.
yeah. That's like 9 a.m. my time, bro. I
Is it
woke up
now?
I woke up 5 minutes ago, G.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like it's 9 here. I'm in Norway, so it's an hour later.
Gotcha. Are you staying in Norway right now or are you still in London?
No, I'm in Norway. Little Easter holiday, you know.
When you heading back
So
to the UK?
on Tuesday, so
Okay.
I'll be here for 2 weeks.
Tuesday.
I feel like I'm getting bored of Norway now, actually.
I bet, man.
So maybe I need Norway holidays shorter.
What does a Norwegian Easter look like?
You go for a ski trip and you have hot chocolate in your bag and an orange and some packed lunch, and then you go on that ski trip like cross country skiing, not downhill skiing, and then you sit down in the snow and have that lunch and then go back.
Really?
But
Cross country skiing. I never heard of that.
yeah, it's a weird thing. It's kind of I only do it if people drag me out and do it. I would never do it on my like just go out and do it myself. I have to have like someone asking me, and then I say, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." Um,
Okay. Okay, solid. Man, what are you looking forward to these days, man?
um, a few things. I'm I'm actually a little bit overwhelmed. I have an overwhelmed day. Um, I have those sometimes where I'm like just overwhelmed with all the things that I have to do, or at least that I feel I have to do. So in order to sort that out now, I'm using a warm up template to kind of map out the next quarter of my life. Just the the most important kind of parts and goals. That's what I meant.
What does that look like?
Just like a Google Sheets thing. Um,
I mean like the
and
goals.
sorry,
I meant like your goals, bro, for the next quarter. Do you have that mapped out already? Or you're going to map it out?
I'm going to map it out. I
Okay,
have like
gotcha.
goals scattered around um, on different in different notes and stuff. But yeah, it has to do with Procubate and what I'm going to earn, how many points I'm going to have, and how I'm going to kind of gradually step down from teaching, which I'm kind of getting a bit sick of as well.
Teaching music.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Gotcha. Off the top of your head, uh what do you think you would really want to focus on with the next quarter with Procubate?
I want to be able to earn money from that and like gradually stop um, teaching because that's just like a waste of time. I feel I can't really scale it, and that's not what I want to do with my life. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I'm teaching, like the most important work that I'm doing is to make sure that little William gets his G major scale right.
Little William.
Most important job. I Yeah.
what are your thoughts right now off the top of your head in terms of like growing Procubate? Like, what does that look like to help you move away from teaching?
Yeah, well, it's a short term thing, and then like there are things I can do to get money through the door kind of quickly, and that has to do with like trying to get clients on a like one to one outreach, like
Nice.
kind of getting selling to one person at a time.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the quickest, kind of easiest way at the moment to start getting more clients, and then we have some partnerships, at least one big partnership going
Nice.
with someone large audience who will sell Procubate. They're based in the States actually, and she will take a third commission. So that's like how we're going to scale.
Oh, that's awesome. So
So
through partnerships.
yeah, it's partnerships is that's the way to go big or go a little bit big at least or start getting bigger.
Like, dude,
Um,
so that's fucking awesome, man. How can you get more? So, like, how did you get this partnership?
this is Richard, my business partner, a contact of his. Um, he where did he meet her? Like in a networking group, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, so it's like meeting people wherever really. Like there are like different networking groups and stuff where you just stumble on people who you could do these things with.
Mm.
That's quite exciting. It's taking a while. She needs to get her little finger out of the bum. It's been in there for a bit long, I think, because we've been talking about it for a long time.
Oh, okay. So
I want to
there's,
see some.
I see. So like, she's holding it up on her end of the deal right now.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Um, we were supposed to do things sooner than this, so yeah, time passes
Such as business, huh?
fast though.
Damn, bro. How long you guys been talking about it for?
It's um, it's been like half a year, maybe.
Really? 6 months?
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to do something last month, and that didn't happen. Um, so I think she got busy with other things, so we need to chase her up and like, yeah.
Do you have a Dream 100 when it comes to partnerships?
I have, well, kind of. I have a list of who I want to do certain partnerships with, and I have started that journey with a few of those people.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's hard to get people to do things for you.
Mm,
They
yeah.
want to do things themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I
but
see.
you know, it's it will happen, baby steps at a time.
Yeah. And yeah, dude, you know what? Hey, give me like 60 seconds. Just yeah, give me like actually give me like 2 minutes. Okay. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, I was just getting out of bed, brother. I was just lying down in bed.
So you were what?
I was lying down in bed and
Oh,
just I just got out to get a little bit more comfortable here.
ah, you wanted to be a bit more city uppy.
Yes, yeah, yeah. City update.
Nice.
That's cool as fuck, bro. I think that's smart, man. Partnerships. What do you think your strategy is in terms of getting in the door, like, with these other people?
Well, it's knowing what they want out of it. Uh, Sometimes just taking a third commission is enough, or maybe they want like more exposure. Um, I'm also doing like skill swaps with people. So like, um, there's a guy, for example, who is making all the automations on our system to like nurture all the leads that come into us through the lead magnets and all of
Hmm.
that. So he does that really well, and much better than us, and he gets ProCubate for free basically because he's doing that for us.
Hmm.
Um, but that's not earning us any money. It's kind of very indirectly um, earning us money. So it's we're still kind of building out everything um, that will, you know, we're
Hmm.
building the business. So it's yeah, it's a big thing to build from
Have you
scratch.
have you ever considered like writing like a book? The reason why I say a book specifically is I'd imagine that there are so many other like accelerators out there. Like how can you give your accelerator like maybe something a little different that gives it it's also like really like credible, like building your business upon a book. Many people have done it before in the past, but I'm just curious, have you thought of that?
Um, well, I know that writing a book would give me, or yeah, if I wrote it, give me a lot of uh, credibility. But yeah, I think that might be an idea for the future. Um, I feel I feel we're quite different anyway, though. Um, just because of those 9 steps and the fact that it's like online, it's kind of
Hmm.
gamify those 9 steps as well, and the whole approach is kind of different to uh, what I've seen at least.
That's great.
Uh, and yeah, Richard as well is very different to most people.
Hmm. Yeah, the reason why I also mentioned that is because with my book, The Real Nigga Bible, the great thing
Mm.
about this is so what I've been doing is I've been going to like comedy shows with like where big name comedians are performing. And
Mm.
like
Okay.
it's like where how else would I be able, because what I'm thinking of is like getting on like comedy podcasts. And like for me it's like how else would I be able to get the attention of somebody who is really busy and I can like stand out to them, you know? So do you know Craig Robinson from The Office?
If I see his face, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, he's the black guy with the afro. Did you know you ever watch Pineapple Express or Hot Tub Time Machine?
I don't think I do. No.
Okay. Well, anyway, this guy, he's been in several movies and made a lot of money through The Office. And he was on stage, and I sat like right in front. And right before he hopped off stage, I handed him a copy of my book, and he looked at it, he laughed, he showed the audience, and he walked off stage. And it's like, damn, bro, this guy, I used to watch this dude like when I was like a freshman in high school, like 13 years old. And now this man has my book and has most likely read it as well. It's a small book.
Yeah.
And there's another guy, his name is Dion Cole, and he is the guy in the Old Spice commercial right now. And he has several stand-up comedy specials, and he's won different awards for TV shows that he's been on and stuff. And same thing. Like I got my book in his hands, and he read it. He said I did a good job with my book, and like it's so
Very
the
nice.
the book is like a foot in the door with your Dream 100, right? Because what you really want, right? Because if if you had a relationship with everybody on your Dream 100, there's somebody who is going to want to do something, right? It's just a foot in the door to
Yeah.
start building relationships with people who are really busy. And it's a way to do it that's easier instead of going out and trying to explain to them, well, we're different because they're not. But when you just have like a book already, it already automatically gives you credibility. And it's much different than, okay, let me see your website, let me check it out, okay, whatever. It's like, boom, now they have a copy of your book, whether you mail it to them or you hand it to them in person. It puts you in a different category in their brain. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, that makes a lot of sense, and that's quite cool actually. That you're just kind of pushing a bit into their hand as they're leaving the stage. It's like they have no choice because no one else does it to them. Like, who wouldn't take that book and be like, oh, okay, no one's kind of just given me a book before.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
and the thing what I love about the book being a short book is that people are more likely to read it, right? You hand someone
mm,
a copy of like a 200, 300, page book, you're like, okay, well, this is an investment of my time. But if you
yep,
hand somebody something that's like a short book, it gives you the credibility, and also it helps them be educated with it, and they might read through it because it's like, okay, this is easy. It's an easy yes for them.
yeah.
Something to think about, bro. That's all I mention it because like when it comes to partnerships and getting your foot in the door with people, like I personally feel that a book is, I mean, the word author is the majority word of the word authority.
That's true. I haven't thought about that. Yeah, is that a real thing? Is that like the me?
Yeah, look, like authority is 8 letters, and author is 5 letters of that word.
Yeah, I've never thought about that.
Cause,
How did you
cause that's what I'm thinking, bro.
realize?
Cause like with you, you need some kind of authority. It's either so. Here's what I'm thinking. There's a couple ways you can go about this, and I'm just brainstorming, man. Like, one is we talked about Buddhas, right? Big, undeniable, dominating authority, right? So you can get yourself a Buddha, right? That can really be super helpful for you. Um,
You haven't.
yeah.
This is the first time I hear this.
Oh, really? Yeah, we used to talk about
Yeah.
that in our challenge all the time. Cause like, think about she now has a big, undeniable, dominating authority with, right?
Hmm.
Like now is flourishing. Have you spoken to her recently?
Yep. Yeah.
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 So yeah, you're aware that is flourishing. Dude, I'm fucking happy as shit for that because I would not be happy doing that. I wasn't happy, and
Mm.
I'm glad that she gets to have her creative freedom, and I'm also glad that like, dude, that shit was hard to fucking grow, and she wouldn't be in the position she is right now without that partnership. So really, it is about building relationships. We all know this, and that's it's smart that you're going that way. And it's like, okay, well, how do you find a partnership? Somebody who people like know, like, and trust. It's like, oh, you're associated with so and so. Okay, then you must be legit, right? Like
Hmm.
we want to eliminate as many questions in people's head as possible. You say, "Oh, we have this, 9-step thing." My first thought is, "Well, what's those 9 steps?" Okay, well, how about this? How about that? But if you're like, "Oh yeah, I wrote a book and now we're partnered with blank," automatically I'm like, "Oh shit, like you are somebody." Because dude, like there's a million coaches, there's so many accelerators, and it's like, yeah, and everybody's different. Everybody claims to be different, but it's like, well, how can you be different without using logic? How can you be different through emotion? Because people, we make decisions based on our lizard brain, not our logical brain, and our lizard brain makes decisions, snap decisions. So it's like, how can you just soothe that lizard brain as soon as you fucking possibly can, so they're more open and receptive to listening to you?
Yeah. That's very true. You said a very good sentence there. How can you be God? Just writing this down. Um, what did you say? Through logic. How can you be something through logic? No,
Um,
not through logic. Convincing or something.
yeah. Yeah, people don't make decisions through logic. People make decisions through emotion, and we make decisions through our lizard brain. When you say we have these 9 steps, you're immediately putting people in logic. Okay, well, blah blah blah, and now you're going back and forth, and guess what? It's like, okay, you ever had those people like, oh, okay, and then they walk away, and it's like, okay, now I get
Yeah,
it, I understand, and it's like, okay, because people don't want to take that time to like try to figure out everything, all the step by step. Okay, well, what is this? I don't know. Okay, I'll think about it, I guess. You don't want to be in that position.
yeah,
You want to immediately, as soon as you possibly can, where you're like, oh, like now when she talks to people, like, oh yeah, I put on this thing for Whitson every single year. Do you think people are now wondering how her mastermind is different? Their mastermind immediately has so much fucking credibility. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah. Exactly.
because she has that big, undeniable, dominating authority, aka a Buddha. That's what that stands for.
Mm, nice. It's this is inspiring. It's always inspiring talking to you. So thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. Because what I I remember, so I don't know if I told you, but Sean got me into the group with Elliot. You know that, right?
Yes, I know that. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know that Elliot and I have had several conversations?
I yeah, I don't know what's happened like since you told me like a few months ago,
Okay,
but
dude, this is a funny conversation. I remember, so like I'm like $20,000 in debt right now. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go become a bartender because I think becoming a bartender is gonna help me get laid more, and I think being a bartender makes a lot more money as well, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go into this so I can begin to pay off my debts. So I actually hopped on a call with Elliot, and we were talking about bartending. He's like, yeah, okay, you can make some decent money bartending, and yeah, you'll definitely make that happen. And he's like, but you're kind of capped as a bartender. And I'm like, okay, well, like I'm open to ideas. And he said, well, how about you just like open a bar? And I was like, what? I'm like, bro, I said, Elliot, how am I gonna open a bar, dude? Like, I don't have the capital for that. I am in debt. How can I like? I don't know how I can do that. And Elliot said, that's because you live in the Matrix. I was like, fuck. And like what the way that I was thinking very linearly, where it's like, okay, here's the next step, here's the next step, here's the next step, I can do that. But what Elliot was thinking, he was thinking exponentially, where
mm,
yeah, you own your own bar, and you bring some friends together, do a paint job, and then your bar is like it's just a small place, but it's very niche, and it's like bam, all this kind of stuff. And he's like, instead of making 70K, and he told me about some friends of his in Miami who are doing like I think like 5 mil a year through us like just a small bar. It's not a big bar. It's its own place. It's like very niche. Like it plays vinyl records and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, yeah, like the sky's the limit, right? But the point of that story is, how can we get out of thinking linearly, and how can we start getting into thinking exponentially?
yeah,
And I think you're on the right track when it comes to the partnerships, because that's how you do grow exponentially. Like growing linearly would be what we were doing. We fucking one by one, one by one, one by one. That's what you were mentioning. One by one. But now now has people knocking on her door. She doesn't have to go one by one. She's growing exponentially now.
yeah,
So it's like, how can we get
yeah.
to the point where you can grow Procubate exponentially?
That's that's how you get out of the hamster wheel of like doing all these little, these small little things that like everyone does them. Everyone is like, oh yeah, I have to make a post every single day, and maybe like some three people sees them, and like it's like this hamster wheel with just no um, nothing happening,
Yeah.
and so many people doing that, and then I catch myself sometimes doing exactly the same thing as them, and I'm like, but I've I'm better than that. Like, why am I doing the same thing as them? And like, it's almost a little bit like getting stuck in a rut in a way.
Yeah.
Uh, it's you want things to happen exponentially, but it's just like requires almost like seeing the world differently.
Exactly.
And if for people who are like just talking to other hamster wheel people, they're not gonna have that vision. Um, and yeah, maybe I've spoken too much to other hamsters, and I've kind of again fallen into like that little the small scale worldview
Hmm.
in a way that there is only one way to do it. You have to do it like bit by bit, and like yeah,
Have you ever heard the story about the two brothers building the pyramids?
uh, probably not. No.
So this it's like a folklore or something like that, where there's a Egyptian prince who or Egyptian king who's like going to die, and he's going to leave his inheritance to one of his two sons. But in order for the whichever son's going to get the inheritance, they have to the first one who builds a pyramid is the one who gets the inheritance. So
Okay.
one of the brothers, first thing he does, he's like, all right, he hears this news. He goes out there into the sun and he starts trying to move blocks. He starts trying to get people to move these blocks. He's out there just fucking sweating, trying to make something happen. And he does this like with little to no progress. He puts like three fucking blocks together after like 6 months, back breaking work, sweating his ass off, and he gets to the point where he just throws his hands up in the air and he's like, fuck this, dude, this is like way too hard. The other brother, on the other
Mm.
hand, he doesn't go out and starts moving blocks together and putting things together. He's not out in the sun. What he does is he has his blueprint and he starts building tools to be able to move the blocks easier. It takes more time. After about a year, he has his plan, he has the tools built out, and he builds himself a pyramid within a week. So, but he had tools, right? So here's where I'm at with my book. My book is a tool, and I know that once I get myself on a podcast with a comedian who has an audience, my book will begin to really gain some traction.
Yeah.
Now, the challenge that I ran into, and this is where I'm presently at right now, is so like I give away free copies of my book and people fucking absolutely love them.
Mm.
And I ordered 81 copies of my book and I fucking ran out like so fucking fast. But it cost me money
Yeah.
to order books, right? It's like $2, it's $1.81 per copy to order, but like it also cost me money to ship and handle. And that's where things kind of start to add up. So I'm like,
Mm.
okay, well, I'm working right now so I can be able to afford more books, so I can be able just to send them to a bunch of people. So what I want to do is I want to send 30 copies of my book to the Joe Rogan's Comedy Mothership for the staff, right? So it's like, oh wow, now all these comedians have copies of my book. There's If I have enough at bats, bro, if I send my book to 100 people, 200 people, there's somebody who is going to want to interview me on a podcast. And that's all I need. You only need one Buddha, right? And you don't even necessarily need to connect with that person directly, right? Like, what's the biggest one? that the biggest accelerator, it's very famous. What's it called?
Y Combinator.
Y Combinator, right? So, what if you had somebody who was just really good friends with the people who run Y Combinator? You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's kind of like a pool where it's like, okay, one ball helps you set up the other one, but you need something to get you in the door to start building those relationships. And it's like, yeah, you can go on, send a cold email that everybody does or whatever it is, and it's like, hey, we're different.
Mm,
But what if you had a tool? You see what I'm saying here? What's
mm,
your tool?
yeah.
How else can you get your foot in the door? And now we're thinking exponentially. Hey, I read your book. I love what you have to say. Is that as well? Um, she's thinking about doing relationship coaching, and I'm currently helping her out with her book where she's telling me stories and I'm coaching her with like her stories. And she's telling me that I'm like, no, like
Mm-hmm.
here's how you tell it, whatever, blah 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 blah. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, like this is fucking incredible, all this kind of jazz." But like she's like, for her, it's all about the peer network. It's all about peers, peers, peers. And she's like, "But how can I get on stages? How can I give people two sentences that are like, boom, this is what we do and it's captivating." I'm like, "No, you don't understand. You're not going to just get this from two sentences, these opportunities from two sentences. You got to educate people on this because you're talking about something that's completely new. It's different. With Russell Brunson, it's not like ClickFunnels. He was like, okay, I gotta explain, I gotta come up with the 5 sentences and how we're different. I gotta come up with you know what he did? He educated the market.
Mm-hmm.
You have to educate the market how you're different. And Russell Brunson built his business upon books, and that's what I'm doing with as well. Like we're creating a book because she has to educate the market in terms of like because when people think of networking, a lot of people are thinking about networking in terms of transactional networking, and then a lot of people are thinking about networking when it comes to status games and all that kind of stuff. And but like nobody's really thinking about how important the peer network is, and that's what she's really good at, right? But like you're not going to come up with a paragraph that's going to automatically convince people and enlighten people. You got to be able to show people by educating them. But it's like, okay, people, how, what are people doing these days to educate? They're doing it through social media. But no one's going to fucking go back and watch your post that you posted as a reel a month ago or to educate themselves, and it's all over the place. But a
Yeah, yeah.
book is a concentrated way and the most effective way to educate the people, and it's a good way to get your foot in the door. And when you send free copies of your
Yeah.
book to certain people, now you start to open up doors. You start to build conversations, and because you're an author, now you have that credibility. And you just need one person who not only believes in you, right, but also believes in your product, and now they want to help you out and now they want to build those partnerships because the number one question people are asking in their head, customers and partnerships, is who can I trust? That's the number one
Mm-hmm.
question. Who can I trust? And people don't throw away books. Right? Just need to get that
Yeah.
shit in their hands, and you get enough books in enough people's hands, something's going to come.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Um, it's it's really about standing out, and ev- everyone is doing the whole social media uh, game, and it's like it feel it's tiring when I do it myself as well, and it's like it's not really motivating either. You spend so much time doing the small scale things. Why not spend all of that time that you would spend doing that on one big thing and do it, go the different, like a different route.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So I've got the film, the documentary, and I have a teaser soon,
Nice.
which will show all of those cool people that I've spoken with, including the founder of Shazam, show
Nice.
some clips of him, and show me talking to his dog and his children, and that might be my book, maybe that little 2 minute teaser
Dude, yeah,
potentially.
exactly, man. Exactly. And what we want is as many points of leverage as we possibly can get, right?
Hmm.
So like for me as well, it's like, okay, my book, but the book standalone, is whatever. It's good. And I have relationships. That's a point of leverage for me. And then also at the same time, it's like, well, I am posting a lot on YouTube, just as I mentioned. Well, like YouTube is a point of leverage. I know I'm not going to necessarily blow up overnight just on YouTube right away, but I remember Chris Voss, when I had the conversation with him, he said, you want to make sure that you have something that people can go and consume once you do blow up. And for him, that was Masterclass. Masterclass helped him really begin to expand. And he's like, thank goodness that he was already posting content on YouTube, so because people went and they like wanted more from him, right? So like the
Yeah,
documentary, yes, dude, that's different, and that's in alignment with you, with the skills that you possess. So like, fuck yeah, bro.
yeah, exactly. Um, so that's taken like a long time. But now I think I'm close to actually having a teaser, and it's going to be really good, and it's going to have that FOMO effect and show like showcase all of these people. And yeah, that might be the one for me, the tool for me. Hopefully,
That
at least if not, it's going to position me in a different way to like other people who just do like small scale content.
exactly.
Um, yeah.
'Cause no, yeah, exactly.
Did
No
I?
one else is doing that.
Sorry.
I said exactly because no one else is doing that, right? In terms of like
Exactly. Yeah.
documentary style things and like leveraging your skills to be able to differentiate yourself. I think it's really smart.
Yeah. Um, did I send you? Did I talk about this film group? I think I did. They're called um, Echt or Echt or something.
Nah, you can tell me about these people.
I'm gonna I'm gonna send you an Instagram account. These people make different, really cool videos on TikTok and Instagram, and they didn't like have loads of followers on TikTok or anything, but they posted a video that got like 2 million views
Nice.
just because they made that video really, really well. Like they are really amazing at creating hooks and stuff. So I've been really inspired by these people to make like once in a while a really good video that actually demands attention instead of like posting a mediocre video like
Mm-hmm.
every week or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's one way of being a bit different as well, I feel.
Absolutely,
Um,
bro. I love that. Yeah, please send that over to me, man. I'm really interested to see like how they do their videos different. And that's awesome that you said like the 2 million thing as well, because I went to a comedy
mhm.
show a couple weeks ago, and there's a guy who was there who had did stand-up comedy for the first time, and he has like 747,000 uh, followers on Instagram. And I was talking to the DJ who like DJs this event every week, and he was saying that he was talking to that guy, and that guy uh, had told the DJ what happened was he had one video that went viral that blew up. He had one,
Yeah,
and from there he was able to capitalize like on that and like leverage that for other opportunities. And there's
yeah,
another
yeah.
thing that you made me think of. There's a there was a basketball organization in the early 2000s in America. I don't know if it was popular internationally, but it was called And One. You ever heard of this?
It rings a bell, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, And One was like street basketball, and like, cause the NBA, it's all about like something like clean stuff and all that kind of stuff, but like And One was like different, and like they were doing crazy things, like throwing the basketball off like the other person's head and doing these fancy moves. And how they blew up was they created a video, And One video, and what they did was they started to pass out like copies of that video for free. I think they made like 1,000 copies of it, and they passed them out. And people were like, "Oh my gosh!" People were losing their mind. Like they loved it, and they couldn't wait for the second edition. But like they were able to utilize that to build their movement.
Mm, yeah, that was their tool. Yeah, yeah, it's really about finding that one. Doesn't have to be one thing, but that like that thing that like no one else thinks about doing. Um, it's getting out of the matrix, like Elliot said,
Yeah.
and it's so easy to fall into the matrix again. I I keep doing it myself. I have these moments where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find this like thing that I can leverage that like helps me like blow up straight away,
Hmm.
and it's a moment of like clarity and insight, and I'm really excited, and then it just kind of stops. For some reason, I just get dragged into the like small scale thinking again,
Yeah.
and it, it's very hard to explain why. It's probably of the people um, maybe I'm not spending time with too many big thinkers. Um, a lot of people I speak to, they kind of agree that yeah, it's just you have to do incremental steps. And then I've read a few books recently that kind of said the same thing, and it was a really good book. And then I believe in that, and then I'm back into that way of thinking again, and I've stopped believing. I almost forgot about the third door, that book as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
And
that Bible of our life, really.
dude, and look, dude, like, he had and he also had his leverage, right? He leveraged a book that didn't even exist yet. He was like, "Look, I'm writing a book for young people." And it opened up doors for him. And then he had Elliot, and then Elliot opened up the world for him, right? He had one like it goes back to what you're saying, but back to what I taught, which is, you're only one relationship away. And that's the approach that I'm taking as well. Like I'm posting I'm posting every single day on YouTube, and my videos are like 45-minute plus. They're documentary style videos. It's just me literally living my life. And I do that because it's fun, and I've been doing that for the last 2 years, and I just like enjoy it tremendously. And I talk about like what I'm thinking of. I'm like, bro, I just need one person. I need one person who believes in me a lot and who also really believes in my product. But right now,
Mm-hmm.
it's just getting the capital to be able to afford books, like free books to give out for free. And if I just keep playing that game, bro, if I just keep playing that game where I'm just sending my books to the right people, and even introducing myself as an author, that immediately puts me into a different category in people's brains. Um, yeah, dude, I think like that's the way to do it, bro. It's like there's a whole another game that is available to us through different tools. People open doors, books open doors, the documentary, and what we really want is leverage, right? That's what that son did, the pyramid son, whatever that made it happen. He utilized leverage. He leveraged his knowledge, of like to create the tools. And once you have the tools be served as leverage to build the pyramid within a week. So it's like, how can we build those
Yeah.
tools? And not just that, how can we build not just one tool, but how can we build several tools that can help us out? That they intertwine with each other and they help each other out. And now that helps really grow, help us really grow exponentially.
Yeah, exactly. And that is a much uh, more exciting way of living life as well. It's if you feel that you have the power to create leverage that way, it makes life so much more interesting and exciting, and you feel empowered just by the fact that you believe you can do it that way as well, and bypass the whole small scale hamster wheel way of living life and achieving stuff.
Exactly, bro.
Um, yeah. So now I feel inspired again to do things the leverage way instead of the hamster wheel way, which I don't know could lead to something in a very long time, but yeah,
But yeah, and you're thinking about exiting from music, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like how long could that potentially take from going the linear way? So, I also like want to let you know, bro, like as I mentioned, I'm helping out and I'm gonna be helping out another friend of mine who he's like working to become a speaker and he posts a lot of content on YouTube. He posts a lot of good stuff, but I'm like, bro, like you can make it so much better if you were telling stories and all this kind of stuff. And for me, what I really love to do, I never even realized how much I loved to write. I never realized how much I enjoyed it. I've been writing for 8.5 years. And if you're open to it, man, I'm happy to help you write the book, bro.
if the book is the thing for me, if the um, unless it's the teaser or the film that I'm making, I would I don't know. I feel reluctant to writing a book now that I've got this film thing going on as well.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I feel I would be like spreading myself a bit too thin. I think it would be interesting to see where this teaser will lead me. Like,
Mm.
if I think I have a teaser. I'm creating two at the moment, and I'll have one of them at least in maybe 3, 4 weeks, maybe five. Um, I kind of feel like I want to see,
That's
okay,
perfect.
how will that work? Like, what opportunities can that give me? And if that gives me opportunities, it might be a sign that
Dude.
that's the my tool.
And that's so perfect because imagine this, right? They don't have to like they actually help each other out, right? It's like, hey, I'm the author of this book. I created this documentary. They help each other out. They give each other credibility, right? And
Yeah,
you mentioned
true.
like a couple weeks. You know how long it took me to write the Real Nigga Bible, bro? It took me three
I
weeks.
know you spent a few months like writing a bigger book,
Yeah,
but then probably pivoted and created this one quite quickly.
3 weeks.
Okay.
It's like boom. In 3 weeks, I'm an author, and yeah. And the thing is, like, it doesn't have to be a giant book. The Karl Marx, he wrote his book on communism. He built a whole thing off of that. 48 pages, bro. That book is 48
Yeah.
pages. And then there's another book. You know Tim Ferriss, right? You ever hear of that concept, 1,000 true fans?
So you're disappearing a bit now.
Oh, I said, you ever heard of the concept, 1,000 true fans?
Yeah, I think I have.
So that concept was originally taught by a guy named Kevin Kelly, right? Where it's like you only need 1,000 true fans who pay you $100 a year, and that's $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody had wrote a book about 1,000 true fans. It's less than 60 pages. And you go on Amazon, it has like 700 reviews. He took somebody else's fucking concept. He wrote the book on it, bro. And he made something happen with it. But yeah, dude, in terms of time, bro, it doesn't take that much time. And it's just having conversations. Because what I'm doing with we're having conversation and we're recording the conversation, and then, I can go back in there and just do the writing for you. And it's fun. You get to talk, and we talk about proximity, we talk about relationships. If there's one thing I know to be true about success when it comes to building partnerships and all that kind of stuff and building relationships, like you're with me, and at the same time I'm a couple steps ahead of you as well in terms of like, okay, what can you do to be able to leverage your book and also leverage like your documentary? How can you have those two actually work together in unison? They're two tools that are really powerful, and both of them together give you tremendous amount of credibility. A documentary is great, standalone is great. However, the two of them together can really help you out exponentially. Let's say you meet somebody out and about, right? You shake hands. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is great. You're going to pull out your teaser? Yeah, you can do that. But they're going to be like, okay, you ever show someone a video? Someone ever show you a video and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll watch this video now. Like, I don't really feel like watching this. What the book does is it helps you out in certain situations. And what the documentary does is it helps you out in other situations. And in some situations, they help you out exponentially together.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a thought, my brother.
True.
Because, like, this is something that I'm good at. And especially when it comes to storytelling and the book within itself, just without even people even reading it, gives you automatic credibility. When you say I'm an author, I'm the author of blank, I have this documentary, and I by the way have an accelerator, that puts you in a whole different category. Like, wait a second, this person who, like, it bypasses that lizard brain. It gives you that credibility. And now people aren't like trying to logically understand it. Now they're emotionally invested. Like, what? Okay, what is this about? Now, because yeah, you don't want to try to convince through logic, you want to convince through emotion. And once you bypass those safety mechanisms of like trust, now you're having a completely different conversation with people.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. No, that's true. Um, I kind of it's almost like I have some kind of blueprint for a book. I just put a PDF in the WhatsApp chat. Um, this could be the skeleton to a book. Like this is a PDF we give to a lot of people, um, but it doesn't have the credibility of a book because it's a PDF.
Yeah.
If your book was a PDF file, it wouldn't have like the fact that it's a physical book is that gives it the credibility. So it has to kind of be given, not online.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could make something similar to that PDF that I sent you, maybe,
Mm.
but in a slightly different way that is a bit more useful, or I don't know, then maybe that could be an idea.
First and foremost, bro, this is expertly done. This is so professional, bro. This is incredible.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's made on Canva.
Wow, dude. Fucking great work, bro. Um, yeah, and the thing is, like with this, what I gather from it, this is dope. Like, dude, I actually really fucking love this. This is really great, dude. So here, what this reminds me of? So right now, I work at a popular American chain restaurant called Chili's. You ever heard of it?
What's the name again?
Chili's.
Billy's. I've heard of
Chili's,
Billy's.
like chili,
Oh, chili.
chili pepper.
No.
Okay, so it's called Chili's, and I was doing like the orientation yesterday, and they also had like really nice like graphics and all that kind of stuff. And I read through everything, right? I think I would assume that a lot of people who are getting trained just like kind of scroll through. Um,
Yeah.
but I actually took the time to actually read it, and it was a bunch of generic stuff over and over and over and over again. It wasn't emotionally compelling. Like,
Hmm.
and what I get from this, like it's like I love this PDF, dude. It's so beautiful. It's very beautiful. It's very aesthetically pleasing. And it reminds me a lot of your website, where it's also like beautiful and it's well done and it's aesthetically pleasing. However, it appeals to logic. We're still appealing to logic
Hmm.
here. And we want to compel somebody to read. So like with there's a comedian, his name is Gerard Carmichael. And I love Gerard. I watched two of his stand-up specials, and he also has like a documentary style TV show on HBO Max. And what I thought of with Gerard, I was like, I don't want to watch Gerard. I am compelled to watch Gerard. I can't help but watch it.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
like so when I sent my book to John Sonmez, he was like, dude, I was gonna skim through this, but he's like, I actually read the whole thing.
Mm.
Like it's not like he
Okay.
wanted to, he didn't really necessarily want to, but he was compelled to. And we've got to compel through emotion. So I think that's what this one thing is missing, because I read it and it's like, okay, I feel like I'm reading the Chili's, instruction manual where it's like you're appealing to my logic, and I'm like, okay, and I get bored. Am I gonna read the whole thing? Probably not. I looked at the top. I see, awareness. I see prepare. I see these things. Okay, I see the 9 steps. Okay, these are the things. Okay, now I feel satisfied. My curiosity is satisfied. Okay, like all this other mumbo jumbo, well, it's okay. But here's the thing about you,
Hmm.
Syndra, right? You're the founder of this thing. And as I mentioned, you are not a boring person. You
Hmm.
are very compelling. My book, The Real Nigga Bible, there's no doubt about it that that is 100% who it is that I am, right? It's no
Yeah.
doubt. Like, oh, fuck. Like, this is who he is completely. Completely. And it does eliminate opportunities, but it also generates opportunities that are specifically for me. So I'll give you an example. Um, I had, so you've heard about my mentor, Craig Hanley, of course. And I reached out to Craig and I was like, Craig, I am looking to, you know, get a job at a comedy club where I can leverage my book, where my book is like well received. And here's my strategy that I'm thinking about going about it. So I was thinking about going in person, giving copies, all that kind of stuff. I said, Craig, what do you think about this strategy? He said, how about this? I know a guy who's been putting on comedy shows for the last 20 years in LA. I'm gonna introduce you to him. His name is Jay Davis. So I said, okay, cool. So he's like, okay, Jay, he hosts shows every single week in LA. And Jay Davis has like helped put people on the map like Burt Kreischer, Joe Coy, Ali Wong, Dane Cook, and like is really well known amongst comedians in the comedy scene in LA. He's actually been putting
Hmm.
on comedy shows for the last 26 years. So I was like, okay. He's like, all right, hey, Jay's gonna, yeah, Jay will be expecting you on Monday for his Monday comedy show. So I drive to Hollywood. It's like, it took me 2 hours to get there. And I meet Jay's partner, Troy. And Troy is a very eccentric guy and he's very hilarious, fucking absolutely hilarious. I give Troy a copy of my book and Troy loves it. He's like, dude, Jay is gonna love this. So when I meet Jay, we have a little conversation and I hand Jay a copy of my book. And Jay is like, oh my God, I love this. I love this. And you know what they did, bro? They proceeded to be my salespeople for my book. They were telling people, they couldn't wait to tell people about my book that night. They were like, dude, did
Wow.
you did you look at this? They're showing people the cover. They're coming up with jokes about the book. Troy was like, "Bro, look at how small this book is." He's like, "Yeah, the rules, he's like the rule book has shrunk." He's like, "We can get away with a lot now." But like putting the book in the right people's hands, and when they get it, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is so great. People are saying this is hilarious." You know what, dude? My nephew, he told his girlfriend about the book. She lives across the country. She loved the book a lot. She told a couple people at her school about the book. They loved it so much, bro, that they went to the school library and printed out 15 copies of my book. And they started to pass out the copies to other people. And people were like, "Can I get a copy of the book?" And they ran out of copies. And she even showed the book to her fucking pastor, bro, at her church, who loved it and was like, "Dude, I gotta get me a copy and like and post it and like hold it up at like the church." And
Oh my god, that book
dude,
is not for church people.
that's what I'm saying, bro. But like bro, how awesome is that? And you like when you have somebody who fucking loves it and like they sell it, like it's not like, oh, like if I wrote a book about connection, Sindra, and if I called it like, so I was thinking about calling the book that I was writing before, I was thinking about calling it the fast track, right? Where it's like the fast track is about relationships and using relationships as leverage to be able to get me to the next level. Now, I want you to imagine this. I hand somebody a copy of a book. I see a yellow book called The Fast Track, right? I put that in somebody's hand. Okay, what's this book about? Well, this book's about blah blah blah. I talk about it. They might look at it, they'll, nod their head, and they'll turn the book around and kind of look at the back while I explain it to them. Oh, okay. And yeah, it will open opportunities, and for certain people, like, yeah, it would 100% open up doors. But we don't want to appeal to logic. We want to appeal to emotion. And not just emotion, Tindra. What we really want is we want opportunities that are very specific to us. We want to be able to express ourselves fully to the max because, just as I mentioned, right? People love Tesla because of Elon. People love Genius Network because of Joe. And it's like people are going to love Procubate because of you. I know there's Richard as well, and he's a great salesperson, and it would make it easier for him to sell people if you have a book. And that's where your leverage is at as well, is him. How much easier do you think it'll be him for him to network with that tool under his belt, right?
Yeah.
And what the book does as well is it creates very specific opportunities for you. I'll give you an example. It was my dream to be a stand-up comedian. And how crazy is it that my book set my life up to where the most effective thing that I can do is sit front row at a comedy show? That's a very specific opportunity for me.
Hmm.
And what we want to do is we want to create some very specific opportunities for you that
Hmm.
light you
Yeah.
up, that bring in the right people for you. Because, yeah, man, you get a bunch of tire kickers, might get some people in your community that aren't for you. But, bro, when you have something that's really compelling like that, you're going to bring in the right fucking people. And that's how you create the 1,000 true fans, right? Like, I posted this on Threads last night. I said, Kanye West can slap me in my face and I'll still tell my niggas about his next album. That's a
Nice.
1,000 true fans, man. People who are like, I fucking love Syndra, and they will fucking shout Procubate from the fucking rooftops because they love who it is
Yeah.
that you are. I've done a lot of talking here.
No, but it's good talking. Um, it's yeah. Thank you. I I didn't. Um, you've spoken more about like the specific opportunities that this book has given you, and I didn't realize that it would it had that effect. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You're a real like out
Nigga.
outside the box. It's uh, it's pretty. Yeah, you're very different. You're a rare breed, I think.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. But here's the thing, Sandra, so are you.
Yeah.
There's nobody I know who is anywhere close to how you are.
Hmm.
And I'm telling you, if we package that in physical form, I'm telling you, dude, you're gonna get very specific opportunities that are for you. Because what you want, because people do business with people they know, like, and trust. You give someone an
Hmm.
emotionally compelling book of you that's like full expression of who it is that you are, and you get people to fucking love you, bro. Those doors open wide open for you. Let me tell you something, man. There's so like Troy. So okay, the guy who does the Old Spice commercials, right? Dion Cole. I got him a copy of my book at the comedy show. He was a surprise guest, not even as a comic to perform. He was a surprise guest at the show where Jay and Troy were hosting. And I was like, "What the fuck? Dion Cole is here!" And like, I love Dion Cole, bro. Like, I love like he is so fucking funny. So I go to use the restroom at one point, and I bump into Troy, and Troy goes, "Hey man, did you get Dion a copy of your book?" I said, "Man, I'm not like I don't know. Like, I don't know him." He's like, "He's watching the show. I don't want to go interrupt him." He goes, "Man, go grab a copy of your book." I go back inside. I sign the copy. I say, "Dion, thank you so much for sharing your art with the world." I go back outside. I give the book to Troy, and Troy marches in there because Troy has a relationship with Dion. I sit next to the couch of the couch that Dion's sitting on, and I see Troy whispering into Dion's ear, and he has the book on the armrest, flat down. And then Troy reveals the book to Dion, and Dion's face lights up. Like, what? Oh my God, what? And then Troy points at me and he whispers something, and Dion's looking at me with the face of like, I see you, bro. That's awesome. Well, guess what, bro? I actually had tickets to go see Dion Cole perform that Thursday. That was on a Monday, that Thursday. And I had front row seats. So at the end of the show, I flashed Dion the cover of my book, and I said, "Did you like it?" He goes, "Yeah, man, you did a really great job with that," with the biggest smile on his face.
Yeah.
And and it's like, bro, I have I have somebody who's like a fan of this, somebody who has leverage already. You know what I'm saying? And now, like, I guess I just got to keep going back to that fucking Monday, Tuesday night show with Jay and Troy. But the thing is, right, I need capital so I can be able to have books to pass out because they love it, man. There's another comedian. His name is Alonzo Bowden. You know, big name comedian. And he was performing at their show, and he's a black guy, and he they knew that he would love it. So Troy again was like, "Hey, give me a copy of your book." So I was like, "All right, cool." Like, I signed it, and right before Alonzo gets off stage, Troy sends somebody to go hand him a copy. He sends somebody to hand him a copy of my book while he's on stage, and Alonzo's like, "Okay, someone just handed me someone that says the real nigga Bible on it." And he starts to come up with jokes about it. And afterwards, they come up to me, like they go up to Alonzo and they say, "He's the guy that wrote the book. He wrote the book." And Alonzo comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man, oh, this is awesome." He follows me on Instagram, and he's like, "All right, man, hey, keep up the good work," and walks away. But like, how else would I? What can I possibly say to Dion that would get his attention? Like, "Hey Dion, I created this one. Can you show Dion this 1 to 2 minute teaser for me?" Like, what the? This is random.
Oh,
Okay, can you show like? I'm not discounting it. I
yeah.
actually
You're just
really truly
helping out a
believe
bit.
I do believe it's a great idea, Chandra. I do believe in certain contexts. I do think there's a better way to get your foot in the door with people. And then the teaser is like a amplifier to that, right? Where it's like, okay, the book is great, gets your foot in the door, and the documentary also shows like, hey, you're actually doing something with your life, and that this is like you're actually making great moves, and that you actually have great potential. They amplify each other. But dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, like we can create very specific opportunities for you with this book. I'll write the book, bro. We just have to hop on calls and you tell me specific stories about you that express your truest fucking most authentic personality, because what you want is you want people in your community that fucking love you. You don't want you don't want someone who gets it. Okay, I'll try it out. Maybe I'll see what it's like for a month. No, you want someone who's like, I want to be in that fucking community. I'll fucking be in there as far as long as I want. You want them to make that decision before they ever buy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if you if you write the book, it's not going to be my writing and my voice and all of that.
This is a collaborative process. That's why we hop on calls and we come up with structure in terms of, okay, what do you want to tell? We have Syndra's voice, we have it recorded. I go in, I do the work. I do the heavy lifting.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we go back and like, all right, what do you think about this? It doesn't have to be a big thing, dude. We can have something fucking churned out for you in fucking 6 weeks, bro. Small book, expresses your personality, published author,
Yeah.
same time while your documentary's coming out. And let me tell you something, man. Being an author is going to change your life in ways that you won't expect. It changed my life in ways that I don't expect. Um, Many ways. But that's a conversation for a different time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm intrigued, but this is probably like a little kind of business side hustle for you. And if I have very little money at the moment, so yeah, that's the thing.
No problem,
As
man.
well, because
Well, let me ask you this. What would you feel, what is comfortable for you?
um, I don't know. Um, I'm not really saving anything at the moment, and I made a plan this Easter to be like, okay, I need to look for more teaching opportunities. Otherwise, this summer is going to be really, really hard unless I, for some reason, earn lots of money through Procubate, which is, I don't know. So spending money on something which isn't surviving at the moment
I hear you.
is, um, yeah.
I hear you, bro.
So yeah, I don't have any like spare money like that lying around. I used to have a little bit, but yeah.
Well, besides money, let me ask you this. I mean, does the idea make sense though? I mean, like if you did have the money, would that be like, you know what? That totally makes sense. I understand. I can see how that can help me grow. Fuck yes, let's do it.
I do, but I also think I I could like I would write the book myself. It's because I see myself as a um like good with words. Um, that's how I see it at least.
Hmm.
It's kind of knowing the idea, then yes, I can execute this. Um, I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be as kind of uh, like heart wrenchingly emotional uh, as it would be if you wrote it or if you were
Did
involved.
did you write the
Um,
copy on your website and that PDF?
it was me and Richard together.
Wow. And Richard's a sales guy. Let me tell you
So
something. God forbid you try to write anything compelling, Sindra. And not to be insulting, but like I get you and I completely understand, man. Uh with like I think even having just like the general structure and then you going up and centrifying it in terms of like, okay, we can make this more like, but you need to have that initial structure, that compellingness. And like thinking in terms of exponentially, right? Like you gotta as a business owner, it's like, yeah, you can do it. But like, yeah, does fucking Alex Ramosi do every fucking thing, or did he build a fucking sales team so other people can do it? Like a successful business owner knows how to delegate, especially knowing how to delegate the right things to the right people. Yeah, you can write the book, but are you a writer? Are you compelled to write? Do you write all the time? Is that your skill? It's not your greatest skill.
Well, yeah, I see it as one of my skills, but yeah, I see it as something I'm good at. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I think there's definitely I'm just saying, bro. Based on the website, dog, just being completely honest, bro.
Mhm.
Like you appeal to more of the logical side of the brain,
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
100%. And I think there's a time and place for that, but I don't think the time and place for it is like if you actually want somebody to read it.
Hmm. Well, which is the whole point.
Right. Exactly. And you're already stretched thin, right? Are you really gonna go and try to write a book, within the next year? Probably not. But you do know that it can help you out tremendously. And having somebody who is really emotionally compelling helping you write this book in a way that really gets certain people to like, fuck yes, and we can work on this together collaboratively, I think you would be in better hands.
Hmm.
But again, just like based on what I said there, I mean, like if money was no issue, would it be like, okay, I can see that makes sense and you would move forward?
I probably would, because it doesn't seem like a very time-consuming thing, and it's interesting. Um, so yeah, I probably would.
Okay. Well, I mean, like how much money would you feel comfortable with? Like, I know you're in survival mode. Another question I have is there a way for you to apply for a credit card?
Um, yeah, I could, but I don't think I would do that. It's too far-fetched. Like,
Mm,
yeah,
I hear you, man.
I, I would want them um, to, because I have no, like, it's an interesting idea. Like, if spending a lot of money on something like this, um, without knowing that it's gonna like create money or yeah, create money basically, is it's it's something I wouldn't do. We are looking at how to very resourcefully spend like the Procubate money we're earning on marketing. Um,
What does that look like?
we haven't had that like discussion yet, so I'm not sure exactly what that would be. Um, it could be it could be a number of things. Probably some sort of like outsourcing for uh, different things, video editing maybe, or uh, maybe some kind of sales stuff, someone to sell. I'm not sure yet.
Mm,
Um,
It's interesting you
But
say like you don't think this will get you a return, and you're talking about investing in marketing. What can possibly be more powerful in terms of marketing for your business than having a book?
having the right, I don't know, having the right partnership, which is, what a book would maybe create.
That's what we're talking about, right?
Um,
Getting the book in the hands of the right people. The Dream 100. You don't think, like, let me, do you think sending 100 copies to 100 people who would be great for partnerships, do you think one of those people would want to have a conversation with you and probably partner up?
yeah, probably. Um,
How,
but
and
I'm just really scared to spend money at the moment. It's on my mind a lot.
I hear
Um,
you. I hear you.
I'm I'm looking for ways to, like, how can I earn money now? Like, um, yeah, it's hard with dating as well. I don't want to be like, um, on a date, like I can't pay for this because I don't have any money, and it's something that I want to do at the moment as well.
Hmm.
Um, if I had, like, I don't know, a lot of money coming in, I would probably do it. But it's just like a chicken and egg situation
I hear you, man.
in terms of.
I hear you. Um, yeah, dude. You know about that story about when I had showed up to like a business event with like $60 in my account, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, I remember.
so yeah, I mean, dude, the truth is, really, Sandra, you're one relationship away from your life changing forever. Um, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stressful, it's scary, and I've been there myself. I've been in that situation many times in my life. And um, truthfully, the reason why I'm even pushing this hard is because I fucking believe in you specifically because of who it is that you are, and and I really see the potential here in terms of like adding gasoline to like the fire. And this goes back to like, you remember the first time you invested in us? That was a risk, right? You definitely took a risk there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, like, you're also really grateful that you did it. Procubate wouldn't exist today without it. Um, and I really would love to fucking help you out, and selfishly as well. It would help me out so I can be able to, purchase more books for my on my own, so I can be able to leverage it to send out to more people as well. That's where my win is at.
Yeah.
However, I really feel like it would be so much fun in like immersing in this process and figuring out other ways, because you and I are going to be having conversations, and we're going to be talking things through in terms of what we can do here, not just with books, but like how can you even leverage your documentary right now to maybe bring in some more clients, right? You have access to my brain, and um, maybe you can take a short-term hit in terms of, as I mentioned, a credit card, because this can, I'm telling you, man, being an author changed my motherfucking life, dog. I have full certainty that I'm going to be rich as fuck from this book. Full certainty. It's only a matter of time. And
Mm-hmm.
think about, yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. Like, sometimes we take those short-term hits, and sometimes we put ourselves in those positions where it's like, fuck. Like when I had first wrote my book and it was starting to get like a lot of excitement, I quit my motherfucking job. And I was like, fuck it, bro. I'm going all in on my job. And no, no, all in on my book. And yeah, and then I got to the point where I had fucking like $60 in my account. I'm like, okay, I gotta go find me some other work. And it put me in a position where I'm like, okay, I gotta be resourceful. I gotta go find something. and it put me in problem solving mode. And it was fucking fun. I remember I was stressed out of my mind on a Tuesday, and I was hired on a job on Thursday. And the thing is, like, we logically can't know like what all the steps are, but like think about the motherfucking adventure of your life, dog, that you can go on, man. Like in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal, right? You go in the hole for a couple months, but you now have a tool that can really fucking help you explode. But again, it's a risk that, it's tough. However, I'll tell you what, man, I've made a lot of risks that put me in the position where I'm like, fuck, fuck, this is so hard. But I'm so grateful to it because it helped build me as a person. That's all I'm saying, man. I would love to help you out, and I know you're afraid, but I do want to just let you know there are options that we can take here that I know for a fact, man, or I won't say I know for a fact, but I very strongly believe can really fucking help you out. And you're thinking about marketing. I mean, there's absolutely nothing that you can do that is better for you and your business than having a book. And many great people before us have taken risks. I mean, how many fucking stories are there? And I'm not saying that you're gonna do this, but I mean, think about the risks that some people take where they'll fucking sleep in their car to make their dreams come true, bro. I'm not saying do you put you in that position, but I'm saying that there are people out there who are very fucking committed to their cause and their mission. And I was gonna do that too. There's a comedy club out here called the Comedy Store, and the biggest comedians of our time fucking started off as door guys at the Comedy Store. Jim Carrey, David Letterman, Jay Leno, fucking like Rick Ingram. So many fucking people started off as door guys at the Comedy Store, and I was like, I want to see if I can leverage my book to get me an opportunity at the Comedy Store. The Comedy Store is 2 hours away from me. I said, fuck it, bro. I'll fucking sleep in my car. I'll fucking eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'll fucking get a gym membership. I'll sleep in my car, but because of the fucking opportunities that will open from it. The thing with the Comedy Store is the only way to get hired is through auditions. So I was like, okay, but I was willing to do that. So the question is like, how willing are you to take a risk on yourself to really be able to build your business? Because you don't want to be teaching music forever, bro. But you're one partnership away from your life changing forever. Same with me. I'm one motherfucking podcast away from just like my book fucking taking off. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, 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 exactly. I it also feels it almost feels too much like investing a third time in you. You're really good at selling. I feel you're really good at selling, and you're very convincing as well. I'm sure you're going to have a similar conversation to with a few other people as well. And if it's with someone who is in a position where they want something and they haven't like invested in you before, it's it's you know it's going to work. They are probably going to take you up on it. Just because I don't know you're very convincing. I feel like I'm still working on the thing that I invested in you the last time for, if that makes sense.
Of course.
So it's like um, it feels like it's it almost feels. I mean, it doesn't feel wrong, like investing in you a third time. Um, I would definitely do that if I wasn't in survival mode.
Mm.
Um, but there's something about that as well that makes me um, kind of more reluctant because there's still this thing about this documentary that I
Yeah.
want to do, and that still feels like a good idea. I haven't finished that. I haven't completed that. That's on me as well because it's just taken too long to do. But yeah, that's also um, I'm just kind of talking out loud
Yeah.
how I feel about certain things.
Yeah, I appreciate you tremendously, dog. And at the end of the day, man, I wouldn't want to put you in a position that you don't want to be in.
Yeah.
And the reason why I pushed this hard, I actually did not plan on making this like a sales call. I really genuinely wanted to catch up. And just hearing what you were mentioning, I'm like, dude, like a book would really fucking like help you out. And
And you
but
are right.
and regardless, man, like I still fucking appreciate you tremendously. And I don't see you any fucking different. The reason why you say I'm so convincing is because I fucking believe in it, right? I believe in what it is that I say and what is it like that this can do tremendously. And yeah, dude, I don't know how much more time you have, but I'm happy to just to catch you up on what it is that I'm up to, and we can move past this. It just like the momentum carried
Okay.
me through this, and now we're here, like kind of unintentionally.
Can I just? This is just an idea. Um, I don't know if you're interested, but I've been approaching a few people to like um, get get them to uh, sign sign up to Procubate for like um, even signing up to our lead magnet, and if they buy from us down the line, the person who made them sign up will get like a third commission,
Mm,
and it's lifetime for that person, and it's £400 a month for the package we want to sell. So um, the idea that I had, if you're interested, I don't know, would be if you could get someone to sign up to our lead magnet, you would get 33% for as long as that person stays with us.
dope.
Is that
Well, yeah. I mean, talk to me, man. Show me the lead magnets. I'm very interested in hearing what they are.
yeah? Um, I can share a little thing with you so you can see, but that would literally it's not really a sales thing because the sale the kind of whole sales nurturing will happen after they sign up for the lead magnet. So if you literally get someone to be like, yeah, I I'll get that lead magnet, and if they buy from us down the line, you will still get that commission.
Super dope,
That's
man. That's a good structure.
yeah. Okay. Well, I'll send you some things, and then you can see
Please, please.
what you'll. Maybe that can get you some book uh, dollars. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Uh,
Send it through. I would love to even just see it in terms of like how you're just like what you're doing like for your marketing with Procubate.
yeah, yeah. That page is probably better. Whether the actual content of the lead magnet, if you will like that, well, that remains to be seen. But I'll send it to you so you can see. Thanks for kind of considering it and yeah, being. Thank you.
Well, yeah, of course, man. You know, as I mentioned, like it's important. Like I feel that I want to see you succeed, just as my homie.
Yeah.
And I am curious in terms of like what it is that my niggas are doing to build their business. And I like the structure that you have in place. It's interesting. I never heard of this structure before. And yeah, I'd just love to see like how you're getting people into the door and just like it's creative and maybe it might also spark some ideas for me as well in terms of my own business.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Um, so what else? What else are you doing at the moment? How do you have a job at the moment?
Yeah, yeah,
Like a money earning thing?
yeah. So
To, yeah.
as I mentioned, I'm working over at Chili's right now, and you know, like it's a job, and I'm grateful as fuck to have a job. And you know, I'm going to be ordering some books here soon within the next couple weeks, regardless. So I'm really grateful that I have this in place. And at the
Mhm.
same time, I'm like also like, okay, this is a good thing to have in place right now. And it's like, okay, well, what else can I like leverage to um to make me some more money? Because ideally, I wouldn't want to be working here, 2, 3 months down the road. Like I'm here right now to get me like a paycheck or two to hold me over, so I can be able to get more copies of my book, send them out, and also like, okay, I'm comfortable enough to where I'm like, okay, how can I leverage my skills as well to be able to bring in some more money so I can be able just to quit this job, as soon as I possibly can. So
Yeah.
part of that is like through like the storytelling thing and like helping people like write their own books. And
Yeah.
um and one thing I've also been like really fucking obsessed about is YouTube, bro. I'm having a lot of fucking fun on YouTube because, as you know, I've been documenting my life for the last 2 years. And
I have that. Yeah.
yes, you see my YouTube videos?
I haven't watched a lot of them because of my own time, but I've seen that you've posted.
Oh, it's so
So
awesome. That's so cool, dude. I love that. So it pops up on your feed.
yeah, yeah, I'm a subscriber.
Wow.
So
I appreciate you.
I'm, that's right.
I appreciate you. Yeah, so you see I've
I
been going
use.
ham.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. It's there's probably a lot of gold in those videos. I saw that you told the story of the gay billionaire that I actually had a chance of meeting. I can meet him in Norway if I want, 17th of May, because I don't know if you know that is hosting his 17th of May thing, and I got invited, but I just said I can't have that expense at the moment, so I I won't be able to come. Otherwise, I would have come. And
Wow. Yeah, dude, that was fun, dude. Like, one thing I really love is I love having a great audience when I'm telling a story. There's nothing that makes me like gets me annoys me more. Well, there's a lot of things that annoy me. Like I hate being woken up from my sleep, but I really don't like when I'm telling a story that I love telling and someone keeps interrupting and like they're offering their own experience. It disrupts the entire flow. What I really love about like the YouTube is I'm able to tell stories at length and I'm able to tell it like the best way that I can tell it. So like I'm also writing my second book right now and it's all story based and it's fucking great, dude. And I am so fucking excited for it, dude, because like I'll be able to tell these specific stories the best way that I can tell them. And like cuz what I want to do is I want to be able to tell my stories to like a great audience and like cuz you know how much I love telling stories, but like
mm,
the way I tell stories changes depending on who I'm talking to.
yeah,
And because there's people will, like receive it differently, but I want cause, but like there's nothing that's great than somebody allowing me to tell the story the fucking best way that I can tell it. And like I'm so excited for the book for that reason and to be able to just finally like retire these stories that I have and um yeah, dude. So it's I'm having a lot of fun and I read this really fucking great book, dude, that changed my life. Did I tell you about it? It's called The Creative Act by Rick Rubin.
what's the name again?
The Creative Act.
I'm not sure if you did.
Oh man.
Is it
Well,
life changing?
it's made a massive difference in my life. I'm reading it for the third time right now. And the author, you know who Rick Rubin is?
You've told me about Rick Rubin before. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the GOAT like music producer. Produced songs for like
Mm,
Adele, Jay-Z, Metallica, A System of a Down, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and etc. The list goes on. and he wrote a book all about creativity. And um, this book really confirmed a lot of things that I've always felt, but like never put into words, or I didn't even know that that was like an aspect. It was just something that was so ingrained in me where I was like, oh my gosh, dude, like you put my feelings into words better than I could have. And
Mm.
one thing about that book that I really appreciate is like he's he talks about like he doesn't necessarily say the process, but he redefines success where it's not about like the external success that is like the best part. Like the best part is like the engagement of what it is that you're doing. The best part is you actually doing the art, and you doing making the art, you making whatever it is that you're making for you, and not making it for other people, and not making it specifically for commercial reasons, not making it for reasons to make money off of it, but doing it because you absolutely fucking love it. And
Mm.
like, sure, like I'm not making much financially right now. At the same time, like the things that I'm doing are just so fucking fun, man. Like documenting, writing my books, going to the library and editing videos and creating the thumbnails and like checking all my stats and like looking and seeing like, dang, bro, like this video got like 16 views. Like, who the fuck is watching this? Like, what the fuck? Like, people are actually like clicking on my videos, and I fucking love it, dude. I am enjoying the process of my life. At the same time, it does come with like a great deal of stress as well. Like as I mentioned, like when it comes to like problem solving, and it's like, oh fuck, like I gotta figure something out right the fuck now, and like I'm fucking stressed out of my fucking mind. 1 o'clock in the morning, stressed out of my fucking mind. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, stressed out, can't even fucking sleep, and I got to figure something out. And as much as those times like are challenging and aren't like the most pleasurable,
Yeah,
in like
I
over the
think.
course of like a week or two or something like that, like when I see like I'm in that mode and like I problem solve, like it feels like fucking incredible. You have like the duality of like extreme stress but also like extreme relief, and like everything in between. And I last year I purchased a Nintendo Switch, and I got this game called Zelda Breath of the Wild, and that was super fun. I put like 80 to 100 hours into that game. And then I got the sequel to that game called Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I put 100 hours into that game. And when I beat the second game, I was fucking so disappointed because I was like, fuck, man. Like, I wish there was more game to play. And that's when I like was like I realized like, dude, like I wish I appreciated playing the game a lot more when I was playing it. So I bring that perspective into my journey right now. It's like it's not necessarily about beating the game, it's about playing the game and like the fun of playing the game. And it's like one thing I appreciate about this phone call was like the spontaneousness of it. Like, okay, like, oh, this could have led to a different outcome, but this is where we're at still. And it's like, all right, well, like, I'm still having to be resourceful. I'm still having to figure it out. And like, I fucking love it, dude. I fucking love the journey.
Yeah, that's great. That's what it's all about. I didn't like the journey today, um, but yeah, I need to get back into that. Usually, I love the journey as well. Um, it's I just have some days every month. There are like, I don't know, 3 4 days that I just don't like, but I know I kind of reassure myself that it's always happened. I always go back to enjoying the journey again, and that's very like that's reassuring to know that from experience. I I go back. That's kind of my default state.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, because if you don't do that, then then it's hard.
Yeah, man.
When you
And
work
and then
unsustainable.
and the journey is like all we ever have, man. There's nothing
Mm.
that's on the external that'll ever make us feel fucking great about ourselves.
Yeah,
Nothing.
yeah, exactly.
Now, when it comes to like money and stuff like that does help us like relax more and it does help put us into like a more comfortable position. And at the same
Yeah,
time, like money isn't the thing that's going to solve like the internal issues that we like hope it's going to solve, you know? Or like not even just money, but like sex and like just other like external things. Bro, I fucking woke up. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, just fucking horny as shit, bro. My dick was just so hard, and like I was up for like 10, 15 minutes, like nigga, like only thing I'm thinking about is just fucking bitches, dog. And I'm like,
I'm horny.
you said what?
I'm never horny at 3 in the morning. I,
Have you've never been woken up out of your sleep from sheer horniness?
I don't think I have. No.
Dude, this has happened twice now in the last like week and a half, like where I'm woken up out of my sleep because I'm so horny.
Only you can do that, I think.
But the thing is, that's never happened before, bro. I've never woken up like just horny as fucking shit, bro. But like, yeah, it happened. I was like, damn, bro. Like, am I really gonna have like a 4 hours fucking sleep tonight because I'm so horny? Like, I was able to fall back asleep. And then, but like, I was thinking about a specific girl that I used to work with. I'm like, man, I should just fucking like, I should just message her. Yeah, those are,
If that wouldn't have gone down well,
yeah, well, we'll
then
see.
that's
We'll see.
Brad.
I didn't do it at that
Um,
moment. I was like, I'm not gonna send this right now, but we'll see. I still might, but like more tactfully.
oh yeah, send it tactfully, definitely. I have a I'm well, I would say I'm dating someone at the moment, but um I've had a date with someone, and then I went to Norway, so it was kind of bad timing, but we've kept texting and all of that, and I'm so interested, and I think there's something there, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Fuck yeah.
That that's really good.
Met through
So
online?
she's sorry.
You met through online?
Yes, I did. Um, she's pretty cool. The only thing is like she's 34. I'm 32 now, but she's older than me, so her clock is ticking. That's my only like
Ooh.
um but
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
ticking
She's
fast,
pretty
bro.
cool.
Like that thing is about to, that thing is running low. She mentioned she wants kids?
I know she wants kids. Yeah,
Okay,
not
yeah.
now, but
But like maybe next year. But like as soon as possible as well, right?
yeah, we'll see. I'm still interested, and if she woos me well when I get back to London, then I might still be interested. So we'll see.
Sindra as a father, bro, in like 2 years.
Oh no, weird.
It'd be weird to see
Maybe
you as a father, bro. Because I'm so used to
I
seeing
would
you
be.
not as a father.
I would be like I don't know. I would make that kid. Uh, he will probably be used to weirdness because I'm not going to be normal
Oh
around
yeah.
that kid.
I mean, yeah. You're not a normal person.
I'm
You
going to
could
be
you
like,
couldn't be normal if you helped it, you know?
yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's one thing about my book, bro, is like I feel like I came out to the world as like a nigga, bro. Like I'm telling it feels like I told everybody like this is who I am. And that's been like the biggest shock of the book is
Mm,
like the big it's like a big reveal of like no, like this is who Greg has been this whole fucking time. and like people are like fucking shocked about it. Like, and I built the network that I built, and like there are people who are like utterly shocked.
I was kind of well,
Right.
like you. I kind of looked back. It's almost like you. I was watching this film, like I don't know, Greg the film or whatever, um, and we've had our kind of meetings. I remember I was in your kitchen in Cambridge, and you were talking about. I remember you said, "I just want to meet entrepreneurs. You know, I just want to. Those are the kind of people I want to meet. You know what I'm saying, bro." Um, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, you want to be like an entrepreneur and all that." And in the book, you were like, "You know, you know, I don't I don't care about entrepreneurship, man. All I care about is getting bitches. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, all this time, that was the whole journey, and I was like, "Ooh, is that what it's all been about?" And I didn't know that. And you had this in the back of your mind the whole time. It was like a weird twist to the Greg story.
Bro, white woman has always been my why, bro. Like every decision I make, I'm like, bro, like I'm doing this because like eventually like this is gonna lead to bitches. And I guess not now, but later, hopefully. I'm serious, dog. Like the whole time, all I wanted was bitches, bro.
That is a yeah. That's the biggest twist I've ever experienced to any story.
It's like you ever watch the movie Shutter Island?
Yeah, I have.
Right.
I,
It's like,
um, I can't remember what the film was. It's with Leonardo DiCaprio,
yeah,
is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And like he's like in the asylum, and then like the whole like at the end you realize that like he was a crazy person the whole time,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So it's like, damn, like wow, like you're just like, damn, nigga, this whole time.
Yeah. What about
Exactly. It's like, damn, nigga, this whole time. And one thing I appreciate about my book is it holds me accountable to be who it is that I am, bro. Because I can't go back. I can't go back to like, oh man, I'm just trying to make an impact. Like, I'm trying to make an impact in some pussy, bro.
you? Yeah,
That's what it boils
yeah.
down
It's like
to. Like, bro,
it's
I went to a fucking brothel in Mexico like 3 nights ago, man, called Hong Kong, and I fucked this Mexican chick. It was dope, bro. I had a good time. I was like, this is what
nice.
life is about.
Very good.
Life's about
You
delicious, hot, wet pussy.
well, pick your piece of meat wherever you want.
You said what?
You can stick your piece of meat wherever you want.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
You
do,
mean,
bro. And I feel like I'm on the right track for that, you know? Fuck yeah.
yeah.
So I think.
Is that still
Hmm?
is that still your primary goal?
Well, actually, it's not. To an extent, yes. Like, I do still want bitches, like, tremendously. However, I'm not, like, putting my focus towards that. What, what I've decided to do, so, like, I'm getting a vasectomy next month. I'm really excited about that. I'm just like, fuck that, dude. Like, no kids. I don't even believe in marriage. Like, I think it's retarded to bring the government into any of my relationships. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm also not a Christian man, so like, I think marriage is good for Christians who are like, this is for God. I do believe in a God. I do believe in a higher power, like the universe, source, whatever it is. I believe it's all the same, like energy. People just label it differently, and anyway, that's a whole different thing. But like, I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. And do you know who Howard Hughes is?
Yes, I do. He's big on YouTube.
No, he was the guy who he's like the airplane, like he did a lot of good things for like
Oh,
flight.
oh, yeah. I know. I thought I was thinking about another like a YouTuber, but there's a film about him, and yeah, it's Leonardo DiCaprio as well, isn't it?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
This film, and I think it's Leo who plays him. Is like, yeah, aviation and other things.
I gotta watch that then. Like the thing that I love about Howard Hughes, because I have a friend who works at the company that he built, and they told me about his like journey in his life, and I found it really inspiring because Howard was never married, and Howard didn't have kids, and Howard gave everything to his business, and I want to do the same thing for my art. Like I want to give everything to my art. I want to give everything to art, man. Like I fucking love it. And for some people, like their biggest creation is their children, right? It's their legacy that they leave behind. But for me, like I'm too selfish, man. Like I I love being an uncle. I love children. Like they're fun to be around and they're so exciting. But I don't. I only like kids when they're convenient to me. And it seems like there's a lot more inconvenience with having a kid than there is convenience. And it's convenient to be around children when I'm not the primary caretaker of them, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
And
makes sense.
yeah, and it's like, dang, man, like with me giving my all to like my art, like what can I create, bro? And I believe like, my book's gonna take off, eventually. I don't know what the timeline is on that, but I do believe that it's like I'm going to become financially, at the very least, financially stable for my book, just from opportunities that I gain from it and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
like what what is going to be Greg Santos's biggest creation? Oh yeah, but anyway, uh I believe from my book and me gaining whatever it is I gain, I do believe bitches is gonna come from that. I mean, I already get a lot of attention already. I've been growing my beard, and my beard has been a fucking huge hit, bro. Like people are like, I've been getting a lot of fucking eyeballs on me because of my fucking beard, and but
Mm.
like it's not necessarily my focus so much. Like the trip to Mexico was very spontaneous. Um, but yeah, I wanna give my all to my art and to art in general. Like what I really would love to do, bro, is I would love to go, spend like a month in Paris and go to as many art museums as I can and like go to the Louvre, like really soak it in over the course of a week and go to all like the exhibitions around the world about Salvador Dali and about, Pablo Picasso and like go to Burning Man because of like the creation behind Burning Man and like the innovation behind it. Like I want to immerse myself in the greatest like works of art that this world has to offer. And I want to dedicate my life
Mm.
to art. Like I want to be in all of it. I want to be in the presence of it. I want to be inspired by it and I want to create by like learning from all the greats that have come before me. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like that is really fucking exciting for me. And I believe that by me committing myself to this, I'm gonna be super fucking happy, just like in general. But I do believe bitches is just going to be like something that comes with that way of living as well.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's um that's a slightly new side of you that I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
um.
That book, The Creative Act, changed my life, bro. I'm an artist. I'm a
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
artist.
That's if there's one thing you uh found out like in the last kind of 2 years, it's that
Yeah.
maybe that you're primarily an artist. Um. You should probably look at the picture I just put in the WhatsApp chat.
All right, let me take a look.
I think that was pretty poignant.
I think it's retarded to bring the government into any of my relationships. Greg Santos. Whoops. Looks like we're reconnecting. All right. Looks like we got disconnected. I tried calling back, but it got sent to, it got denied. I'm gonna try it one more time.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's
What
fucking
happened?
hilarious, dog. I don't know what happened. It said like reconnecting,
Oh,
and uh, and then it just like dropped.
yeah. Is that something that just kind of splurted out of you in the moment?
Oh no, I've felt that way for years. Like that was something like I've always I heard a business coach say that once. He's like he said marriage is a commitment between God and the government. He said, "Well, I don't
Yeah.
believe in God and I don't love anybody enough to bring the government into any of my relationships. So I guess marriage is out of the picture." And when he said that, I was like, "Nigga, that makes sense."
Mm. Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? Here's what like in Italy there's like a tribe um who they do marriages and every year you have to renew your vows, right? Like every single year like the contract for marriage expires in 1 year and each year you make the decision to recommit. I like that a lot better. I would do that.
That that actually makes sense because then a lot of people just would. Right?
You said a lot of people would what? Looks like our call.
Now that I'm about it, um, no, I think.
Brother, yo, you're gonna have to repeat all of that. I don't know what you said because it was like reconnecting.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Am I back online?
Yeah, yes. Can you
Hello.
hello? Can you hear me? Hello, hello?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me? Check, check. Hello?
It's
I'm gonna try that one more time. I'm gonna call him back. Just hung up. Yeah, I don't know. My signal is saying I think it's definitely on my end.
it could be partly my end as well. It's a little bit worse than in my place in London. Um, but yeah, no, I was just saying a lot of people wouldn't recommit after five years, so it makes a lot of sense. They wouldn't like say, "Oh yeah, I still love you and I want to commit." They would be like, "Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe not."
Yeah. I personally like that a lot more than we are now married forever and it's gonna be a huge fucking disruption to get divorced. Um,
Mm.
like, and also, I like the idea as well. Like, it would be dope to have like a big ass fucking cool ass party with with your niggas like once a year or something like that. You know, just as like a oh like hey we're remarried again or something like that, and it's just like a big celebration. But you know what? Another book that's really changed my life a lot as well, man. It's a book called Reality Transurfing. It's a more expensive book. I think it's like over $50. But it's so fucking powerful because from that book I learned that like what society does is they try to paint this narrative in terms of like the what can you hear me okay? Hello? Yo yo. You there, brother?
Now I am.
Okay. Perfect. Did you catch what I said?
No.
Okay.
There was I didn't. What's powerful about that book?
That like what society tries to do is tries to paint a narrative in terms of like this is the way to like this is what reality is, and that's what everybody's trying to do online as well. They're trying to paint a narrative. This is what reality is, right? So like when you mention like in terms of linear growth, like they wrote this book, yeah, like that is like one sliver of reality. But the truth is there are infinite variations of reality, infinite variations of them. And there is no right or wrong way to live life. But we have been programmed to think that life has to be a certain way, and because of social proof, because everybody lives a certain way, we are under the fucking social proof bias, cognitive bias, and we think, oh, that is the way to do it because everybody else is doing it. And not
Yeah,
only is everybody else doing it, but everybody else is enforcing it as well. Like, no, this is what reality is.
it's a bias. It's called the bandwagon effect,
There you
and
go.
it's a bias. Yeah.
And society and like the media has enough momentum over the course of hundreds of years or 100 years whatever to where people are like, oh, okay, they're still brainwashed in terms of what they believe what reality is. And I love reality transurfing because it's like, nah, man, like there are literally infinite possibilities of life, and they all exist right here right now in this moment, because the past and the future don't exist. You will only have the present moment forever in your life, which means that everything that has happened and everything that will happen has already happened and is happening right now, because that will only be what is here. Um, that will only be what is, which is right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So that book
Uh,
is fucking powerful. I highly recommend that one for sure.
is it called reality transferring?
Yeah, reality transurfing. It's like 50,
It's
60
on my
bucks.
it's on my reading list now. So yeah. Thanks. Ah. Okay. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
It's probably time to go for me.
Solid, man. Well, brother, it's great, catching up with you. Love you tremendously, my man, and always wishing for your greatest success. And
Mm.
I part of me doesn't like how this ended up becoming a sales call, because I feel that it will make you less likely to hop on a catch up call next time that I want to just like genuinely just have a conversation, and might make you hesitant. Um, and
Yeah. No.
I don't
Don't.
want that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because you're my homie at the
Yeah.
end of the
Yeah.
day.
You don't have to worry about that. It was probably like a spur of the moment thing, and you just kind of jumped on it. That's fine. Um, it might happen in the future. You know, I mean, I might jump on that offer in the future, but no, it won't make me hesitant. I still I still appreciate you, and it was like super inspiring, and thank you for like giving so much. And yeah, it's really exciting following your journey, and it's always really inspiring to talk to you. So thanks for that.
I appreciate you, man. Love you, brother. Reach out if you need anything.
I will.
All right,
Same for you.
all right, man. Talk soon.
Okay. I'll. Oh wait.
There we go. We're here.
Oh,
Yeah, still here.
I just said. Reach out to me as well.
All right.
Is there anything I can help with?
Sounds great,
See
my
you
brother.
later.
All right, peace. All right, that's one of my niggas, man. One of my niggas. All right. Well, yep. That was that.